Amancio, could you please describe your character as they descend down the steps?
I am playing Friedrich Van Duren. No day of school, Fred has got these practical hiking combat boots on, and he's got his cargo pants tucked into them. He's wearing kind of a baggy, warm sweater, but over top of that, he's got an even baggier flannel just to keep him all nice and warm. His hair does not look done up at all. It looks like he just rolled out of bed, really, which is, to his mother's chagrin, what he did. And sprouting from the top of his head are two small, developing antlers. And he's sort of racing down the stairs, trying not to look too rushed, although he's freaking out inside because he feels like he's going to miss the first day of school. Skeletons don't have eyebrows, Annabelle. Well, excuse me for pointing out basic biology, but I guess I would be the one who would have to, wouldn't I?
Hey.
Fred kind of clears his throat and is like, so how about this cave then? Because he's right in between the two of them. Me? Lie? Never. Never have I ever. Never have I ever told a lie.
Can I do like a Jeopardy? Like, I've watched so much Jeopardy. Can I do like...
Can I roll for Jeopardy?
roll for Jeopardy?
You, my boy, are now the king of that castle.
Whoa.
I'm the king of a castle?
What?
Snap, Fred.
I start like doing the way with my arms and like dancing on the dock. King of the castle. King of the castle.
Can I be a queen? Can you dub me a queen?
I don't see why not.
This castle, this great castle, now in the name. What is your name, boy?
Friedrich. Fred.
Friedrich Fred.
One or the other is fine, really.
This beast is called the Black Shuck.
Shuck? Like corn? Like you shuck corn? Had enough of this lady and her flying monkeys.
And she kind of runs on over. Where did you go on a walk?
Oh, you know, the cemetery? I get bored. I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. I'm not normal. I point at my antlers again. Sure, people say what they will about Ari's dad, but he went missing too. And what happened to your parents? I think it's all connected to this island, Oko. I think there's greater things at play, and we're gonna prove it, Oko. We're gonna prove it. And I grab Oko by the shoulders, and I'm shaking him at this point. The connections, right? The connections are the thread, and I pull out a line of thread from my spool. The connections are the thread. We don't have those. You're right. You got me there, but we do have the pieces. And I point at the different pieces of paper that are tacked into the board. As long as we have the pieces, the more pieces we get, the more connections we can draw. And we can draw connections from pieces to pieces to connections to pieces to connections to pieces. And it'll all fit together. We just don't have enough yet.
You do find the throne room. It has a glorious white ivory throne.
I sprint up and throw myself butt first into the chair. I don't say anything, but I am walking very hoity-toity, nose in the air, as if I had a magnificent robe trailing behind me.
Definitely going to look for Annabelle.
Once I have properly become dressed, I'm going to stomp my way back to the throne room and sit back down in the seat in a magnificent pose and just wait for everyone to return.
Closes the door and... Alright, Friedrich, where were you?
We were doing a school project for school things, and yes, there's a play at the school, and we were in rehearsal.
Castle? It's not the same castle with the Black Shuck, is it?
You know, wouldn't you know, it sure is. I keep this wonderful horned head on these lanky shoulders.
Oracle.
Merlin, are there a bunch of like loosey-goosey prophecies just floating around that we could do some magic on? And maybe there's a prophecy that's like, these 5 kids are gonna kick the ass of people trying to destroy the world and actually save it and totally undo any other prophecy. This prophecy overwrites any other prophecy, the end. And we could like tie ourselves to that one. I mean, I'm not opposed to playing matchmaker, Merlin, if that's the favor that you'd like to extract from me.
Nope. Listen, I really liked the Lady of the Lake, and then she got really mad when she found out about, like, the fling with Morgana, and it was just, like, a lapse in judgment, and she tried to kill me. But honestly, I'm not over her.
Well, you messed that one up, Merlin. I don't know what to tell you.
The Lady of the Lake. Oh, yes. I'm not allowed to go near the lake.
Is she still single?
Oh! No.
So is she?
Nimue is still single.
Ah.
She's single! Fred, Nimue still means a lot to me, and I swear to Arthur, maybe one of my favors will be something to do with you if you go after her. I'm just saying.
Well, perhaps I'll wait until all the favors have been used up then. Huh? Yeah, that's hardly even a favor, Merlin, but hey, if, that's one step closer to Nimue, then I'm not one to argue.
I don't like this kid.
I won't bring him back, don't worry.
Perhaps
All right,
you'll
Fred.
respond to a king. And I kind of saunter on up to the shore, and I draw one of my short swords, and I kneel by the shoreline, and I say, "Oh, fair Lady Nimue, please grant us an audience so we might request your aid." And I chuck the short sword into the lake, a sword for a sword. Maybe she's sick of fish. If you lived in a cornfield, right? You'd eat all the corn you could eat, sure, but eventually there would come a point where you didn't even want to see a single cob of corn. So maybe she's sick and tired of fish after thousands of years under the lake.
Fred, you guys are eating this? My gosh, it's so good. This place is amazing, Nimue's amazing. This is amazing. You feel indebted to her. You feel like you'd want to do anything for her. She's just so good.
This reminds me of the time I stayed at that hotel in California. I rolled to bed around noon. There's a crash, there's a bang. I'm still wearing my clothes. I pull out the board, and I start throwing on some more pins. We've got Nimue. We've got Merlin. We've got the round table. We've got Arthur, ? We have a castle. We have a crown. We have me. I'm a king now. But I have nothing to connect them all. So I'm going to leave the board for now, but there's more stuff on it. I tuck it back under my bed, and I race down to Edmina's hut.
That sounds
Now-
very meta.
Now the cat, and I point to Oko, is out of the bag. And we all know that Oko is not...
Thank you so much for listening to Fae Finders.
Okay, well, it's over. It's over.
Okay, you know what, Ashley? Oh, so I can take it home.
Yeah.
It's got my name on it. Well, no, it doesn't. It has my birthday on it. But that's almost my name. And that has what to do with... And I point at my horns. Yeah, I've just got, deja vu.
Maybe the deeper we go, the more information we can get, and maybe it'll jog your memory a bit more.
Yeah, the deeper we go, the vuer the deja.
Yes,
I
that
don't
makes
think-
sense.
Is a man also familiar to you? This sort of frosty, pale,
yeah.
long hair, white
This
hair
guy.
Man.
This guy.
What's your name? Mom. And I make air quotes.
Well, son, and just air quotes.
I close my eyes and turn back to... Is his name Knees? Like the bee's knees?
It's pronounced like knees, like bee's knees. It is spelled Niez.
Okay, nice. Well, knees, I suppose.
There's only like one person I care about on there, alright? And I really don't want to see them, okay?
Sure. That's an attitude that comes from not having spent the 18 formative years of your life on the material plane, but sure. You can not care for the material plane. That's fine. That's cool. That's chill.
Oh, it's almost like I've spent my entire fucking life on the Feywild, huh? Oh my god.
You don't
think
see
of the reverse?
You don't see me wanting to
Hey,
Feywild to
should've
end.
Oh my gosh, it's almost like we have different lives.
Dear God.
The fuck?
You saw the dunk tank being delivered into the
Oh
back
no!
to both
The
of them.
dunk tanks are already here.
I don't even know what to ask here at this point.
Well, under the tree, we have a little fort.
To the Feywild.
No, it's a fort. They in the regular wild.
Your mom told me to go find a portal to the Feywild. Did I know you 5 would come out? No.
Are you saying there's a portal to the Feywild in our fort? Oh my goodness, that's terrible.
Okay. Give me a second. You just kind of see her like...
I just turn into Edmina, and I look at her and I say, okay, take all the time you need. And hey, if you don't want to tell her the news yourself, and I turn into Merlin, and I say, Merlin can always deliver the letter in person, huh?
Absolutely
good
not.
idea, no.
Absolutely not.
No,
Right.
Fred,
Bat.
no.
No, bat.
I turn back into
And Mina pulls out a
myself.
spray bottle.
That's fine, I get it. I will. I throw the hood up, and can I turn myself into, like, an old crone? Like an old witch lady?
Please describe. Just please, I want this visual.
So I've got this hooked nose with a little like a little wart on the end of it, and this very pointed chin, and I'm missing some teeth, and my skin is very wrinkled, and I kind of like hunch my back over.
Sure.
Nephion, Mr. Nephion.
Yes.
This is a wonderful home you have here. You know, I was raised by a vampire.
Oh.
Yeah, yes.
Good for you.
How's your coffin?
Excuse me?
Is it comfortable?
I do not sleep in a coffin.
Well, what kind of vampire are you then?
I'm not a vampire. I'm an archfey.
Fred, you're being racist.
And then I turn back to Morgana, and I turn into Merlin, and I sit down. Am I standing behind the Queen of Air and Darkness?
You can be.
Okay, can Morgana see me?
Yes.
I'm gonna turn into Merlin,
Oh,
wink,
God.
and then turn back.
She's really holding it together. No, I'm not putting. I'm just being realistic. You just need to train more. You need to get better at magic. I'm not gonna just throw you into the lion's den and cross your fingers. He gets to the other side.
So you're saying you don't trust me?
Oh my gosh, what is happening?
Let's start the 5-hour walk back to town.
I love this new Fred.
I want to yell at... I want to yell
Riz, get back up here.
Oh, why don't you join us, Mother? The water's fine.
No.
Oh, scared of a little water, but
No, I am not scared of what. I'm not getting into the salty ocean of the material plane. Nor should you. It is not good for your skin.
But it's so good for exfoliation. It's salt. It is
But we have better things in the Feywild.
Okay.
Well, I'll be back to the Feywild soon enough. I can clean all this off.
No, I'm your mother. You should be listening to me. That's how it works, right?
Oh, yes, but you don't trust me with magic, so...
No, it's not that I don't trust you. It's just not you're not at that sort of.
I start swimming away.
No, Riz.
I want to yell.
Yeah, so I slam my hand on the table, and I point at Oko, and I say, Oko, there's no time for breathing. We need answers. And I run over to where the projector is, and I look at all the notes. Merlin, I'm dreadfully sorry. They're being so inconsiderate. Where's your washroom?
I know what you can do, little shit.
I turn around and duck behind Oko, and then turn into Nimue and come out and bat my eyelashes and say, would you do it for me, Merlin?
Mr. Friedrich Van Duren.
Yes.
You, good sir, turn into Nimue. Lightning shoots out of Merlin's hands as he sees you and is very angry, and you are going to take 18 points of lightning damage. Good sir.
Wow.
Ow!
And I beseech you.
It's already happened.
No, put it out of motion.
It's already in motion.
Put it out of motion.
You take 10 points of lightning
Are you
damage.
down?
as he does it again.
I as he strikes me with lightning, I change into Merlin and say, "Why are you hitting yourself?" Wonderful. I will sit in this chair and wait for my mother. Well, not my birth mother, but beside the point.
Yes. You're sort of waiting there, and you see the sun set, and you hear the door open behind you, and you turn around, and Ramona is standing in the door.
Hello, mother. Can I take a white t-shirt and write stag party on it?
And then on the inside, though, the inside of the lock screen, it opens up, and it's like this like deviant art, like fan art of some boys, and she's like, oh shit, and like takes it from you and changes it.
Who were those? Were those your special friends?
No. Here, take
How
this.
how good of a
you
look
see the-
did I get at that image, the fan art?
Roll a perception check.
Okay.
Is
That's
it-
a 20?
Uh-oh.
You got a really good look. You got a really, really good look.
Okay, I turn into one of the boys.
There's been some mishaps with Dr. Smorf, like he doesn't.
Yeah, I know. Tell me
100%.
about it. Well, Sir Inspector Remley, flap my wings and call me a canary, but I don't think this is up to code. Are you familiar with Pandora's box?
No. I know it's a thing.
Well, ostensibly, a long time ago, someone opened up. The world was great. The world was fine. There were perhaps some very poor attitudes towards women. However, a woman did open the box. Pandora's box. Her name was Pandora. She was the woman who opened the box, so they named the box after her.
Are your friends okay? Are you guys okay?
Yeah. We're all good.
Actually, they fell on a pit, open mine shaft. It was really tragic.
Fred!
Oh my gosh! I'm so sorry.
Ari, you said you wanted to figure out a way to get Mistra out of the cave, right? And I mean, she's no Nimue, but I can always,
Fred,
flex
I'm gonna
the
stop you
old,
right there.
I didn't even
Turn
say
back
anything.
into that. Turn back into the guy.
Which guy?
The guy on her
Oh,
device.
yeah, hot guy.
Actually, that might work.
But what if I want her to like me for me, and not for
I think you gotta start slow.
DeviantArt drawing? Or we can take her to the theme park and show her a roller coaster, and then she won't want to destroy the Earth anymore.
That's true.
Can I turn into Merlin, but I am wearing a button-up shirt and khakis? No. I mean, I could certainly look old enough, I say as I turn into Merlin.
Wow, thanks for turning into the guy protecting my ex-girlfriend.
Anything else we want to talk about? Any other tea, sis?
Where did you learn tea, sis?
None of your business.
Well, I mean, you kind of have. What do you prefer, kid?
You can call me whatever you want, tartar sauce.
Is he normally like this?
Yes.
Okay.
No premarital shenanigans on Thetis.
Wow. Ramona and I have to have a talk about that once we're married again. That's kind of a bummer.
That's the rules.
No, you absolutely cannot, bummer, actually.
Wow.
Oh my god!
Ashley, we have comic books on the island, correct?
Say that again?
We have comic books here on the island, right?
Yeah?
I'm gonna transform into Owl Woman. and I'm gonna say, I'm here for vengeance.
I'm gonna go to my room.
So fair. See you when I'm with child.
That understood.
Crystal clear.
Don't mock me.
I wasn't. My S's take a while to get out, too.
But
Okay.
you see a male figure, this male figure with massive, large antlers, and this more neatly kept, dark hair, and got these, like, more elongated ears, and very much a smirk on their face, but very nicely dressed in court appearance. But yeah, this kind of seems like a human deer hybrid person. And I will send the audio into the chat, and we're all gonna press play at the same time. So let me know when you're ready. On go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, distinguished visitors, and welcome to the Feywild. My name is Riss, Prince of the Unseelie Court, and may I say it is our pleasure to have you here. We appreciate your patience with customs, and want to take the time to give you a quick rundown of best practices to employ once you are inside. Consider this a sort of cultural crash course, but I must stress that you don't take what I am about to say lightly. It could mean the difference between you seeing your friends and family or never seeing them again. With that being said, rule number 1, never give anyone your name. Come up with a fake one, use your nickname, whatever strikes your fancy, just don't give anyone your full legal name. Not even if they look like your mother and have a hot slice of pumpkin pie with your name on it, though at that point I'm not sure why they... Anyway, you understand. If at any point leading up to now you have been asked to sign anything by anyone who is not an officially sanctioned customs officer, I would suggest that you sit tight, wait until the end of this presentation for fear of violating some other custom in your panic, and then quickly and calmly exit to inform an officer of your mistake. Rule number 2, don't eat any food that is offered to you. Again, it doesn't matter if it's your mom's pumpkin pie, eating any food offered to you in the Feywild can result in your being unable to leave, no matter how much you beg the customs officers. Believe me, people have tried. Rule number 3, mind your manners. I would ask you to be most respectful to the Fae, both as prince to my people and for your own sake. Decorum is of the utmost importance in the Feywild, and failure to remain cordial can lead to serious, potentially form-altering consequences. You no longer have the excuse of ignorance in the event you are turned into an elm tree for neglecting your P's and Q's. Rule number 4, be very selective with your thank yous. Some may leverage the wiggle room that is left in the presence of interpretation to assume that this phrase means that you are in their debt. Make sense? No, doesn't have to. Just try to avoid saying it, perhaps by substituting it with phrases like, I appreciate your kindness / assistance. Your grace knows no bounds. Rock on, superstar. Rule number 5. Do not accept any gifts. The exchanging of gifts and favors abounds in the Feywild, but it is usually exactly that, an exchange. Prepare to repay any gift you do accept before departing. Kind of like paying duties, just a little more intense and potentially soul-involving. Rule number 6, keep children close. They may also be exchanged. Rule number 7, keep your iron and salt to yourself. These items can be incredibly harmful to the Fae. We wouldn't come into your house with a gun and a bottle full of anthrax, so we expect the same courtesy in return. And that about does us. Once again, I have been Riss, Prince of the Unseelie Court, and I would like to formally and finally welcome all of you to the Feywild.
And that is where we are going to end it as the video dims.
My heart.
I'm not even lying. I'm
Oh my god!
It's so
I'm
full.
actually in tears. I'm so glad Amancio got to be a part of it. Yeah, same.
You did such a good job.